For photographers, the fascination of Alnmouth is that it faces both east and west, across the North Sea for sunrises, over the River Aln for sunsets, and not only that, the light is fantastic in between. Much of the Northumberland coast is a lost world. Whilst South Coast resorts are heaving with bank holiday tourists, here the beaches are virtually devoid of people. You almost have the place to yourself. Alnmouth is a cul-de-sac. Other than a service bus, there is no through traffic, and it benefits from being a backwater, even though there is a mainline railway station bearing the name of the village less than half a mile away, with direct services from London King's Cross, York, Newcastle and Edinburgh. There are not many shops in Alnmouth, just a couple of tea shops. HF Holidays have a hotel, Nether Grange, where I have stayed on several occasions leading photographic holidays, so I know the place quite well. The hotel faces the North Sea, so I get my group up early for a sunrise shoot. The beach does not offer much in the way of foreground interest. There are sand dunes but no rocks. Finding patterns to balance a sunrise is the challenge, and so is exposure. Forget matrix and ESP. They will overexpose sunrise scenes having a high dynamic range. Better to spot meter with an electronic finder to visually locate the best colour intensity. Go for slight underexposure, as burnt out highlights are difficult to correct. There is no perfect answer, as correcting underexposed shadows in Lightroom can create noise, which perhaps is the lesser of the two evils. The technical challenge of sunset shoots is much the same, but now we can add boats to the foreground when shooting across the estuary of the Aln. Micro Four Thirds has extended depth of field, so setting f11 on aperture priority should ensure that everything is sharp. To make sure, remember the rule of hyperfocal distance by nudging the focus forward to around 50 feet from infinity, as depth of field extends twice as much behind the point of focus than in front. This technique works best with the wide-angle end of a zoom lens, less so with standard, but at telephoto, depth of field is limited, unless everything is at infinity. I have found the architecture of Alnmouth rather mixed. It is the setting and its surroundings that command our attention, but it is a wonderful place to stay for a night or two. Cast your eye around and you may be attracted by a modest hill north of the main village, still overlooking the sea. It is worth a visit and can be accessed by ascending steps that commence from the road junction, where another road leads to a car park overlooking the beach. The views are wide-ranging, right down to Amble and Coquette Island, and if your timing is fortunate, you can witness the North Sea breakers meeting the opposing forces of the River Aln at high tide.